Today, understanding about self-awareness, practicing mindfulness is becoming a big thing. Why do you think so? That's happening right now. It was not so prevalent early on, but it's now becoming a big issue, a concern. Mental health is becoming a big concern. Why do you think these practices, which have been there for many, many years, right? Our forefathers spoke about that. In Urdu, there is a word called kinat, right? Which is you just are happy, right? With yourself, with everything around you, and rather than trying to run behind things, you just have a kinat in life. So, why do you think that's happening right now in the world?
I, in Decode You, there is a huge part, I believe, and I teach people how to overcome ancestral trauma. As much as you and I, we are seeking to be loved and we are running away from the pain of being unloved, they have also done that, right?
Yeah.
They have also run away whenever they felt unloved. They went into fight and flight modes. So, what we are carrying is a baggage that is passed on from many generations into us. So, we are basically overwhelmed and overloaded with ancestral traumas, leave alone our lifetime of experiences. So now it is becoming too much for us to bear as a race, as a human race, carrying so many generations of fight and flight mode. Every one of them. I had a client who came for weight loss, okay? Because what we do is during holistic treatment, we figure out the root cause of everything.
Yeah.
And as much as you do dieting, as much as you do exercises, usually whenever you stop diets or stop exercising, the weight comes back, right?
Yep.
It's because you're not treating the root cause, which is the emotional and the psychological reason behind you having a bad behavior, which could be overeating or not eating healthy or binging or whatever.
Yep.
It is the behavior is psychological. So once we correct that, then when people go ahead and do diet or exercise, it leaves more permanent long-term effect on them than just randomly doing the outer things but not taking care of the inner work.
Yeah.
So what happened is this lady, when she came, she spoke about how she has this compulsive behavior. Every time she goes to the supermarket, she loads her cart with food. Now there are two people at home, she doesn't need so much food. So she comes back and then she has to cook and she has to eat to finish off. Otherwise, she doesn't want to waste money. And what is the outcome? She's not losing weight. But when we go progress deeper into the sessions, we realize that a few generations ago, she had an ancestor who lived a war.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay, and this will tell you her behavior is coming from 3 generations back.
Interesting. But how do you realize? People find it difficult to realize their own traumas or the situations of where they were unloved. How do you go back and find out the ancestral piece, right? I really don't know anything about my, like as an example, I don't know anything about, I know what my grandfather did or my grandparents did, but I don't know anything above that generation or my ancestors. Anyways.
As long as you know your parents,
Yeah.
it's good enough to know what might have been passed on through them to you. Because they were carrying their ancestors, you don't have to know them.
Okay. And let's say, meaning I'm going a little bit off topic and going a little bit deeper into this. Somebody who doesn't know their parents. So how do you uncover that?
Whatever trauma was caused is usually by the authority figure who we lived with.
Okay. Interesting.
The authority figure, whenever. So listen, Anis, just think you have kids, right? Between the age group of 0 to 5, every child's need for love, care, attention is 24/7. And they do not know how to deal with delayed gratification. For them, it's instant gratification or nothing. How much a mindful, attentive parent you might have been, as an adult, we all know we have so much responsibility and so many things to take care of that we would not be available to our child 24/7.
Yes.
But each time that their need for love, care, and attention had been delayed or denied, it has caused them emotional trauma. Each and every one of us have been through this in our childhood. You would not remember this. None of us would do.
Yeah.
But today we can see what we have resistance to. Let's say someone, whenever in a group, a friend doesn't include me in their games,
Yeah.
you will see your child, right?
Yeah.
And what he will come back home and complain, oh, this is what happened in school. That means they are resisting that. They are developing resistance towards it. Resistance is a behavior which is a defensive behavior, protective behavior. Why do I need to protect myself? If it was not a trauma in the past, that there has been similar memory where I was not included, let's say, and that exclusion or rejection has caused a trauma memory. I have forgotten, but the subconscious has encoded that memory for my survival. Whenever in the future I will have similar exclusion from any group, anyone would do that, it will just trigger that memory. It's not today's event that is causing the pain. It's the trigger of the old memory that's causing the pain. And I'm treating this new event with the same behavior that I learned in the past, to resist it, to run away from it, or to fight it.
I hope you enjoyed this clip from my podcast series called Masters Decoded. The intention of bringing these clips to you is to allow you to understand some key moments of the conversations I've had with my guest. I would recommend and highly encourage you to listen to the entire podcast, which you can find the link to the podcast in the description below. I look forward to you subscribing to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you can be notified of all the future clips which we keep releasing every week on this channel.